Well, hey, middle school, happy Monday to you. I hope this is, we're getting down to the end maybe, and we won't have to meet like this anymore. We're looking forward to seeing you in person again. But today, the Devo is about love, which we probably could all use a little bit of, patience and love, all the things that love is in our households right now, right? Because we're all kind of tired of staying home. But I want to read the little, the main idea at the beginning of today's Devo for you first. It says, your hope is not in your ability to love God, but in his unrelenting, means unending, no matter what we do, and unshakable love for you. So thankfully, we don't have to, our loving God doesn't determine whether or not we get to be in relationship with him, whether or not we get to spend eternity with him. He loved us first. And then the ball is in our court to respond to that. And so that's what we're talking about today. It's talking about how, it's easy for us to see that it's hard sometimes to love people horizontally. That means our horizontal relationships. That just means the people here on earth. But then there's this vertical love that is between us and God. And he's saying here, it says, if loving others around us that are irritating and annoying and we get impatient with and all that, if that's hard, then loving God is hard too. Now, we may not think that. We're like, oh no, I love God. But loving God and loving others is always tied together. Listen, in 1 John 4:20, it says, if anyone says, I love God, and yet hates his brother, he is a liar. The scripture says this. It calls us a liar if we say we love God, but then we hate other people. And so they're tied together. They really are tied together. So we can't say we love God and then hate other people, and both of those be true. They can't be true. And so what do we do with that? How do we love others? Well, the thing is, the more we get to know God, the deeper we get to know God, and the more we realize how much he's forgiven us, how much grace he has for us. That means giving us something we don't deserve. That is forgiveness. Then the more we do that, the more we get to know him, the more we know who he is, then our heart will just change because of that. It won't be something we have to try. And so if we want to love others well, we want to love our friends, our siblings, our parents, because scripture tells us the greatest commandments, when they asked Jesus, what is the greatest commandment? He said, love God and love others. He's love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love others as yourself. So he's saying, if Jesus himself said those are the two most important things to do, is to love God and love others, then that's a big assignment for us. And so we should spend some time. And so what I want to encourage you with today is to do that. And I'm not saying go love God so that you can earn his love, because no, remember, I already said, and it says in scripture that we love because he first loved us. So he loved us first, but then our response to that is to love him back. And the more we love him back, in other words, the more we get to know him, the more we will see how much grace he has for us, how much mercy he has for us. And then we'll start to, once we appreciate that and see that, we will begin to give that to others. We'll begin that loving others out here will become easier the more we know God and the more we love him. So the more we know God, the easier it will be to love others. And we really won't be able to love others well until we know God better. And so that's my question for you on Monday, is how are you going to get to know God better today? And again, it's not so you can earn his love, because he already loves you. But then what he wants is our life to be full. And to be full, Jesus said the way we do that is to love God and others. So how are you going to love God more today? What are you going to do to get to know him more? Is that talk to someone about him that has a relationship with him too? Is it going to be reading his word? Is it going to be praying? Is it going to be listening to some worship music? Is it going to be turning off all media and sitting alone and just thinking about him and letting questions come up that you can then go and look in his word and find answers to? Is it sitting outside and looking around at the things that he made and just praising him, just saying, God, this is amazing, looking at whatever you're seeing in your backyard and thanking him for it and being grateful? So that's just it. That's the big assignment today, is get to know God better in some way. And those are just a few ways, a few ideas to get you started. So I hope you have an amazing Monday getting to know God better. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.